You wake up on your 30th birthday with one decision. You can keep living like everyone around you, spending what you earn and hoping everything works out. Or you can choose a different path, a path that almost nobody will understand. At first, nothing changes. You still drive the same car. You still wake up early for work. Your friends still think you're doing just fine. They don't see anything special. But something is happening. Every dollar you invest is quietly buying something money cannot replace: freedom. Time. Choices. 20 years later. The difference is impossible to ignore. While many people are wondering if they will ever be able to retire, you're asking yourself a different question: do you even want to work tomorrow? This is not a story about getting rich overnight. It is the story of how one decision at the age of 30 quietly changes every part of your life. Most people think wealth changes the way you live. That is only part of the story. Real wealth changes the way you think. At 30, your greatest asset is not your salary or your savings. It is time. Time gives every dollar the chance to grow, every good habit the chance to pay off, and every bad choice the chance to become costly. Building wealth is rarely exciting. Most days look normal. You invest while others spend. From the outside, nothing seems to change. But beneath the surface, your future is being rewritten, one small decision at a time. Today, you'll see how one decision at 30 can reshape the rest of your life. At 30, your life looks good from the outside. You have a steady job. Your paycheck arrives every month. You can pay your bills, enjoy weekends, and buy things that make you happy. But there is one problem. By the end of every month, there is almost nothing left. You wonder where all the money went. Every raise feels good for a few weeks, but somehow your spending always grows with it. You are working harder than ever, yet you are no closer to real freedom. Then one day, something changes. Maybe it is a simple conversation with someone who retired early. Maybe it is a book about money. Or maybe it is the pain of an unexpected bill that leaves you stressed and borrowing again. For the first time, you stop asking, "How can I earn more?" Instead, you ask, "Why can't I keep what I already earned?" That question changes everything. You sit down with your bank statements, you write a budget. You cut the small expenses that never seemed important before. Not because you have to, but because you finally understand where you want your money to go. Then you make one more decision. Every month, before you spend a single dollar on yourself, you invest a small amount. It is not much, but it is enough to build a new habit. Your friends notice the change. They ask why you stopped eating out so often. They laugh when you keep your old car instead of buying a newer one. Some even call you cheap. They think you are giving up the good life. What they do not see is that you are not giving up anything. You are simply choosing tomorrow over today. That is the moment your wealth journey truly begins. Not because your income suddenly increases, but because your behavior does. And in the long run, behavior will always build more wealth than income alone. The next few years test your patience more than your wallet. Between the ages of 31 and 35, it feels like nothing is changing. Every month, you invest. Every month, you check your account. And every month, the numbers move so slowly that you begin to wonder if any of this is worth it. Then the market drops. The value of your investments falls. Some days, it feels like you are losing money instead of building wealth. The news is full of fear. People say it is a terrible time to invest. For a moment, you think about stopping, but then you remember why you started. You were never trying to get rich in one year. You were trying to build a better life over many years. So you keep going. While you stay on your plan, your friends are making different choices. One buys a brand new car. Another moves into a bigger house. Someone else fills social media with pictures of expensive vacations and luxury dinners. Their lives look exciting. Yours looks ordinary. You still drive the same car. You still follow your budget. You still invest before you spend. Sometimes, you even wonder if they are winning. What you cannot see is that the biggest change is happening where no one is looking. Every investment is buying a tiny piece of your future. Every month you stay consistent, your habits grow stronger. You are learning to stay calm when others panic. You are learning to think about years instead of weeks. This is the stage where many people quit. Not because they run out of money, because they run out of patience. But you keep showing up month after month. Compounding is quiet. It does not make headlines, it does not impress your friends. In the beginning, it is almost invisible. What is growing the fastest is not your money. It is your discipline. And that discipline will soon become more valuable than any paycheck you earn. By the time you reach your late 30s, something begins to change. It does not happen overnight. One day, you open your investment account and notice something surprising. Your money has grown by more than you added that year. For years, you were doing all the heavy lifting. Now, your investments are starting to work with you. This is the moment compounding begins to show its power. It is still not perfect. The market still goes up and down. But the growth is no longer coming from your paycheck alone. At the same time, another burden quietly disappears. Your debt is gone. No more credit card balance waiting at the end of the month. No more loans keeping you awake at night. Instead of paying interest to someone else, your money is working for you. Your emergency fund is also ready. When the car breaks down or an unexpected bill arrives, you do not panic. You simply pay it and move on with your life. That kind of peace is hard to measure. It is something money can buy. But most people never think about. Even your career begins to change. You are no longer afraid to speak up. You can say no to a bad job offer. You can leave a workplace that does not respect you. You know that missing one paycheck will not destroy your future. That confidence changes the way people see you. More importantly, it changes the way you see yourself. Money is no longer just helping you buy things. It is buying peace of mind. It is buying better choices. It is buying the confidence to live life on your own terms. And for the first time, you realize that wealth feels less like having more money and more like having less fear. By the time you reach your early 40s, the rewards are no longer hidden. For the first time, you feel something that cannot be measured by your bank account. Freedom. You are no longer trapped in a job you hate just because you need the next paycheck. If your workplace becomes toxic, you have the power to walk away. You are no longer making decisions from fear. That changes everything. When it is time to discuss your salary, you speak with confidence. You know your value because you are not desperate. If the offer is unfair, you can say no and wait for a better opportunity. That kind of confidence is rare. Your life outside of work changes too. When you take a vacation, you actually enjoy it. You are not worried about coming home to unpaid bills or growing debt. You can focus on your family instead of your finances. If you have children, they begin to enjoy the benefits of the choices you made years ago. You can help with school costs. You can create memories instead of financial stress. More than money, you are teaching them the value of planning ahead. People around you may notice that your life looks calmer. They may think you are simply lucky, but they did not see the years of quiet choices that brought you here. By now, wealth means something different. It is no longer about buying the most expensive car or the biggest house. It is about having options. The option to leave. The option to wait. The option to choose the life you want instead of the life your bills choose for you. That is when you realize the greatest reward of building wealth was never luxury. It was freedom all along. By the time you reach your late 40s, the hard part is behind you. For years, you were the one building your investments. Now, your investments are helping build themselves. You look at your portfolio and notice something that once seemed impossible. In some years, your investments earn more money than you are able to save from your job. You still invest every month. But now, your money is working just as hard as you are. The stress that once followed you everywhere is almost gone. You no longer worry about every bill or every surprise expense. A bad month does not ruin your plans. A small setback no longer feels like the end of the world. Instead of living from paycheck to paycheck, you live with confidence. People begin to notice. The same friends who once laughed at your budget now ask how you did it. They want to know which stocks you bought or what secret investment made you rich. They think the answer is hidden in one perfect decision. But you know the truth. There was never a secret. There was never one lucky investment. There were thousands of small choices made over many years. You invested when it felt boring. You stayed calm when the market fell. You kept going when no one believed it was worth it. Looking back, you realize your greatest investment was never a stock, a business, or a piece of property. It was patience. Patience gave your money time to grow. Patience kept you moving when others gave up. And patience turned small, ordinary decisions into a life that once seemed out of reach. At 50, your life looks very different from the one you imagined 20 years ago. The biggest change is not how much money you have. It is how much control you have over your time. Work is no longer something you must do just to pay the bills. It becomes something you choose to do. If you enjoy your job, you stay. If you want a new challenge, you are free to take it. If you need a break, you can take one without fear. That kind of freedom cannot be bought overnight. It was earned through years of steady choices. You no longer chase every opportunity just because it pays more. Instead, you choose projects that give your life meaning. You spend your time doing work that makes you proud, not work that simply helps you survive. Your family notices the difference. You are there for birthdays, school events, and quiet evenings at home. You are no longer too busy or too worried about money to enjoy the people you love. Even your mornings feel different. You wake up without rushing. You are not counting the hours until payday. You have the freedom to decide how your day begins. That feeling is worth more than any expensive car or large house. Many people believe the greatest sign of wealth is owning more things. But after 20 years, you discover something better. The greatest luxury is not a mansion. It is waking up each day knowing your time belongs to you. And when you look back at the decision you made at 30, you realize it was never just about building wealth. It was about building a life where money no longer controls your choices. That is the true reward of staying patient for all those years. By now, people see the life you have built. They notice the freedom. They notice the confidence. They notice the choices you can make. But they only see the finish line. They never saw the road that brought you here. They did not see the weekends you stayed home while others spent money without thinking. They did not see the nights you studied instead of watching hours of television. They did not see the months when you kept investing, even when the market was falling. All they see is the result. Then they smile and say, "You got lucky." You hear those words and quietly remember the truth. Luck did not make you invest every month for 20 years. Luck did not help you stick to your budget when everyone else was spending more. Luck did not give you the patience to keep going when nothing seemed to be changing. Those were choices. Small choices. Simple choices. Made again and again. That is what most people never understand. Wealth almost never appears all at once. From the outside, it looks like one big moment. But from the inside, it is built one day at a time. One budget. One investment. One decision to think about tomorrow instead of today. Compounding works in silence. It does not ask for attention. It does not make exciting headlines. For years, it feels like nothing is happening. Then one day, people look at your life and wonder how everything changed so quickly. They never realize that it did not happen quickly at all. It happened slowly, quietly, and patiently. That is how real wealth is built. Not with one lucky break, but with thousands of quiet decisions that nobody else was willing to make. Now imagine two people who both celebrated their 30th birthday on the same day. They earned similar incomes. They had similar dreams. And they both had the same number of years ahead of them. The first person spent every raise as it came. A bigger paycheck meant a bigger house, a newer car, and more expensive habits. They believed there would always be more time to save later. The second person made a different choice. Every raise became another chance to invest. They enjoyed life, but they never forgot about tomorrow. They stayed patient, even when progress was slow. 20 years later, their lives barely look the same. One is still working because they have to. The other works because they choose to. One worries about every unexpected expense. The other has built a life with peace, freedom, and options. The difference was never one perfect investment. It was not about guessing which stock would go up next. Building wealth has never been about predicting the market. It is about becoming the kind of person who thinks beyond today. It is about making small, wise choices again and again, even when nobody is watching. That is how ordinary people create an extraordinary future. And maybe that future starts with one simple decision. The decision you make today. Remember this: your life doesn't change the day you become wealthy. It changes the day you decide your future is worth investing in. If you enjoyed this story and want more videos that help you build wealth through simple lessons and powerful stories, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next one. Until next time, keep investing in your future, one decision at a time.